Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do about the cell. You'll see the logic. I'm going to go into quite a lot of detail. It's because of Charles Darwin. He didn't really know very much about cells and he makes a really interesting comment. And if you see all the facts about them, then you'll see why his comment is really very, very interesting. So let's have a little look. Can I apologize in advance if I mispronounce any of these quite clever words? So a little about cells. Amazing facts. We have 50,000 cells in your body that will die and be replaced with new cells while I have just read that sentence. 50,000 in just what, 10 seconds or whatever it is. In 1 square inch of skin, there lies 4 yards of nerve fiber. That's about 3.5, 4 meters. 1,300 nerve cells, 100 sweat glands, 3 million cells, and 3 yards of blood vessels, just in one little section of our skin. There's more facts, bear with me. Cell cycle facts. Some cells divide every 2 hours or less. Human liver cells divides every about 22 hours. There are about 100 million cells dividing in your body and my body right now. Most cells divide, but the human brain, excuse a little typo there, their cells never divide. That's rather helpful. A little more. I really went to town here on facts, didn't I? There are 2 types of cells. They're called the 2 words that are there. I'll let you read them. I don't want to mispronounce them. Cells are too small to be seen without magnification. They're really very tiny, between 1 and 100 micrometers, very, very small. Scientists believe single-cell organisms were the earliest forms of life on Earth. It progressed up is the traditional kind of thinking. Single-cell organisms are called prokaryotic. Sorry. There are more bacterial cells in the body than human cells. Cells commit suicide. When they get infected or damaged, it will self-destruct. Rather helpful to get rid of them. Cells have varying lifespans. So what do cells do? Well, they do all kinds of things, but most cells in our body are small red blood cells, although fat cells and muscle cells do make up the majority of the mass, the weight. Red cells, and there they are, you can see platelets, fat cells, and the numbers are just unbelievable. 24.9 trillion. Nearly as much as the American debt. Last time I looked, it was just over 30 trillion, I think. Anyway, I'm not being political, just a little observation. So this is the spin that I think is key. I did do a lot of facts there, so bear with me. What Darwin knew? Well, he had no understanding of cell complexity, because when he lived, they just didn't know that. No knowledge of genetics or DNA. And 99.9% of fossils discoveries were after 1860. He wrote his seminal book in 1859, Origin of the Species. So he didn't know very much because it just wasn't available to him. So I find this quote from Darwin just really revealing, and let's have a little look. It says, Darwin himself stated, if it could be demonstrated that any complex organ existed which could not possibly have been formed by numerous successive slight modifications, my theory would absolutely break down. Well, I would suggest that's what cells do. They show just the absolute complexity of them is beyond human, just beyond the chance event. There's a book by Michael Behe about the cell, human cells, and he spends 200 pages explaining why they are just stunning. I clearly don't have time to do that, but it just gives you a little idea. And then just to conclude, my normal conclusion, I would say this points to a designer, and that designer is God. Thank you for listening. Blessings.